Hello everyone and welcome to our Sugar Step Down group. My name is Susie Bailey and I'm one of the members here. We are so happy that you're here and we just wanted to say thank you so much for taking the time to join us. And when my friends and I were talking about the possibility of doing this challenge yet this month, we were joking that we were either being a little bit on the adventurous side or maybe we're even a little bit crazy. And so maybe you were thinking the same. But you know what, in all seriousness, whatever we are not changing in our lives, we are choosing, right? And so there's no better time than the present to take at least one step in the direction that you want. And so that is what this group is all about. Taking 1, 2, 3, however many steps that you want in the direction that you want to head with your health. And so thank you so much for doing this with us. And I'm going to tell you right now that none of us are professionals in this, nor do we have it all together, so we are learning right alongside of you. But what we do have is a desire to see you all set an intention, make a promise to yourself, and keep it. And we started this group because we all care about our own health and really being the best version of ourselves for our families, but we also really care about you and helping you become the best version of yourself for your family. So I've been taking some time to read the comments about your why for being here. And if you've shared already, thank you so much for sharing those and just for your transparency. But sometimes the action of just speaking it out loud or writing it down just sets that momentum going. And I think that's often the hardest part about starting something new. It's just taking that first step, which you have all done just by saying yes to being part of this group. So you're definitely on your way. We want you to know right from the get-go that this group is a safe place. And what is shared here will not leave this group, okay? And we are here for it all. We're here for the victories that you're going to experience this week, but also for the challenges. And so we want you to use this for the community, but also for the accountability. And maybe you want to partner up with one person specifically for doing something like a daily check-in. So you're probably still wondering exactly what this is going to look like. Well, what it's not going to look like is a structured diet or a meal plan, but it will provide you with daily steps from Monday through Sunday for really looking at different parts of your diet just to become more aware of the amount of sugar that you might be consuming, and then either trying to actively decrease that or just completely step away from consuming sugar altogether in that area. So that is really up to you of how extreme that you want to be with that, okay? It's also going to provide you with some ideas for healthy alternatives from time to time, especially if you're finding it harder to do so on a particular day. And then it's also going to provide you with an open forum to really be sharing healthy ideas, maybe tricks that you're finding along the way that could also help somebody else out. So the grocery list that we had shared on Thursday, that will definitely come in handy for you as you're starting to implement some of these healthy alternatives. Because what you're going to find is that by eating high protein, that is going to be super helpful for curbing your cravings, because what it does is it helps to really keep your blood sugar levels more even. And it's those tanks in blood sugar during the day that can really signal your brain to need something and to need it now. So you're going to find that eating high protein and consuming healthy fats is going to really help you avoid those types of moments. It's going to also be really important that you are checking into this group every single day to get your next step. And the summary of what that looks like will be shared every day at 6 o'clock a.m. for you early risers. And then at 12:15 p.m., we'll give you another interesting tip or just something to learn that will complement the step for that day. Occasionally, we will be sharing a third educational post, but each day will have 2 posts minimum. The other thing that you're going to want to keep your eyes open for will be 2 posts that we will share on Monday. And one of those will encourage you to check in with questions, challenges, or victories that might be coming up. And then an additional one where we will be encouraging you to share your helpful tips, new recipes, or ideas that you are coming up with, okay? So we really want this group to be really collaborative, and we just ask that you would just revisit those 2 posts throughout the week as new things are coming up. Now, there is an optional step for those of you who want to take a really specific look at your actual sugar intake throughout the week, and that is something that will be called the sugar tracker. That PDF is going to be in the comments of this video, and that way you can print it out if you would like. It's going to give you basically a table that you can track what you're eating each day, the portion amount, the amount of sugar that it contains, the time of day that you're eating it, and maybe even if a particular mood or situation prompted that. And so for a lot of us, emotions can play a huge role, especially if this is kind of at an addiction level for you. So that can be really helpful for you to journal this, not only to raise your awareness, but also potentially recognize a pattern so that you can set some steps into place that could break that, okay? Now, if you choose to partake in that step, this would actually be a really great tool for you to be able to share with your accountability partner. So that's just an idea. So most importantly in all of this, please know there is definitely not a right or a wrong way to do this. This is for you and whatever steps that you personally need to take. So we really chose a gradual and very flexible approach because it's known that in setting and meeting goals, we need to be setting goals that maybe stretch us a bit, but also don't overwhelm us to the point where we just shut down altogether. So I really just encourage you to do some reflecting on that and to maybe go back to the post that was shared this morning about stating your intentions and really taking the steps to do what was shared in there, because you're going to be far more successful in whatever you're setting out to do if you know where you're wanting to go. So last thing, someone once told me that in desiring change in my life, if I were to make a 1% improvement in that particular thing every day for 100 days in a row, that after 100 days, I would be 100% better in that thing. And isn't that so encouraging? I just love that. So you know what? Here's to choosing change in each one of our lives. Here's to making at least a 1% improvement in our goals every single day. And we can do it. I cannot wait for tomorrow. And I cannot wait to see what this week brings for each one of you. So we'll talk to you soon.